Alright, America, let's talk about the Bill of Rights, that bit of parchment that's basically the instruction manual for our freedoms. Picture this, it's 1787. The founding fathers, powdered wigs and all, are hammering out the Constitution. They create a system of government, but some folks are nervous. They just fought a whole revolution to escape a king, remember? They didn't fancy the idea of another tyrant, even an elected one. So, they struck a deal. The Constitution gets ratified, but with a little something extra 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights, specifically designed to protect individual liberties from government overreach. These amendments weren't just some fancy afterthought, they were the condition for America's grand experiment in democracy. They were the people's guarantee that their hard-won freedoms wouldn't be trampled upon. These weren't just lofty ideals etched in ink, they were the safeguards, the lines in the sand that the government couldn't cross. They were the embodiment of the belief that power, even in a democracy, needed constraints. The Bill of Rights, my friends, was and is the embodiment of that constraint. Now you might be thinking, John, that's all well and good for powdered wig folks, but why should I care about some dusty old document? Well, here's the thing. The Bill of Rights wasn't written for them, it was written for us. It was written for every single American, for every generation to come. It's the reason we can speak our minds without fear, worship as we choose, and assemble peacefully without looking over our shoulders. Imagine a world without the First Amendment. No free speech, no freedom of the press, no right to protest. Can't criticize the government? Tough luck. Want to report on corruption? Think again. Feel like peacefully assembling with others who share your views? Forget about it. That's the world the Bill of Rights protects us from. Think about it. Every time you express an unpopular opinion online, every time a newspaper exposes wrongdoing, every time a group gathers to advocate for change, they're exercising the rights enshrined in the Bill of Rights. These rights weren't just important back then, they're the bedrock of our democracy today. Now let's break down a few of these all-star amendments. First up, the First Amendment: freedom of religion, speech, the press, assembly, and petition. This one's a biggie. It means you can practice any religion you want or none at all. You can speak your mind, even if your opinions are about as popular as a skunk at a picnic. The press can report freely, holding the powerful accountable. And you can gather peacefully to demand change. Next up, the Fourth Amendment: protection against unreasonable searches and seizures. This means the cops can't just barge into your home without a warrant based on probable cause. They can't just go rifling through your stuff because they feel like it. Your privacy is protected, folks. And let's not forget the Fifth Amendment, which protects against self-incrimination and double jeopardy. You can't be forced to testify against yourself, and you can't be tried twice for the same crime. It's like legal double-dipping, and it's a big no-no. These amendments, along with the rest of the Bill of Rights, form the foundation of our legal system and protect us from government overreach. Section 4, echoes of the Bill of Rights in today's world. But here's the thing about the Bill of Rights. It's not static. It's a living, breathing document that continues to shape our lives today. Think about the recent protests for racial justice. People taking to the streets, exercising their First Amendment rights to assemble peacefully and demand change. That's the Bill of Rights in action, folks. Or consider the ongoing debate about gun control. Both sides of the argument often cite the Second Amendment, which guarantees the right to bear arms. This shows how the Bill of Rights remains at the heart of contemporary debates even centuries after its ratification. And then there's the digital age. The internet has created a whole new frontier for free speech, and with it, new challenges to our understanding of the First Amendment. Social media platforms, for example, have become modern-day public squares, but they're also private companies with their own rules. Balancing free speech with the need to combat hate speech and misinformation online is a complex issue that the framers of the Bill of Rights could never have anticipated. Section 5, safeguarding our future, the Bill of Rights in the digital age. Now, I know what you're thinking, John, this is getting a bit heavy. Can't we just go back to talking about bad commercials or something? But here's the thing, the Bill of Rights isn't just some abstract concept. It's not some dusty old document locked away in a vault. It's alive, it's relevant, and it affects our lives every single day, especially in our increasingly digital world. Think about it. Every time you post a fiery comment on social media, every time you read an investigative news article online, every time you use an app that protects your privacy, you're benefiting from the freedoms enshrined in the Bill of Rights. But here's the catch. Those freedoms aren't self-executing, they require constant vigilance, a willingness to stand up and defend them, especially in the face of new challenges. We need to be having serious conversations about how to protect our rights in the digital age. How do we balance free speech with the need to combat hate speech online? How do we ensure our privacy in an era of mass surveillance? These are tough questions, but they're questions we need to be asking if we want the Bill of Rights to remain relevant for generations to come. Section 6, the Bill of Rights, a global inspiration. And here's the truly remarkable thing about the Bill of Rights. It's not just an American document. Its influence has reverberated across the globe, inspiring countless other countries to adopt similar protections for their citizens. From the Universal Declaration of Human Rights to the constitutions of newly formed democracies, the Bill of Rights has served as a beacon of freedom and a testament to the enduring power of its principles. Think about that for a second. This document, drafted over 2 centuries ago by a group of men in powdered wigs, continues to shape the destiny of nations and inspire hope in those yearning for freedom. That's the power of the Bill of Rights, folks. It's a testament to the enduring human desire for liberty, a desire that transcends borders and time itself. So, the next time you hear someone dismissing the Bill of Rights as outdated or irrelevant, remind them that its principles are more important now than ever. Remind them that the freedoms we often take for granted are the envy of many around the world. And remind them that it's our duty as inheritors of this incredible legacy to safeguard these rights for ourselves and for generations to come. Section 7, Our Enduring Covenant. The Bill of Rights, my friends, is more than just a piece of paper. It's a promise, a covenant between the government and the governed. It's a reminder that power, even in a democracy, must be checked and balanced. It's a testament to the belief that individual liberty is not a gift from the government. It's an inherent right. So, let's celebrate this remarkable document, not just on Bill of Rights